Welcome to Mazel Talk from ADL's Higher Ed. Each week, we share firsthand stories of Jewish students on college campuses. Their stories in their own words. This is all of our fight, and these voices need to be heard. So listen closely.
My name is Susan, and I'm a graduate student at Northwestern University.
And I'm Nacho, and I'm also a graduate student at Northwestern University.
So I grew up in Baltimore, Reform and conservative, really more conservative, but went to a Reform Jewish preschool. The Baltimore community, huge Jewish community. All my non-Jewish friends knew what Rosh Hashanah was, and everybody kind of just knew a lot about the Jewish community, even if they weren't involved, which I think just goes to show how prevalent the community was.
I'm originally from Montevideo, the capital city of Uruguay. I grew up going to Jewish school since kindergarten until high school. I was part of a Jewish youth movement since I was 4 years old until I was 21 years old. Then I went to Israel for 1 year. It's a really interesting community in the sense that it's much more Zionist and traditionalist rather than religious.
So I got to campus in September of 2023. I was really looking forward to connecting with others in the Jewish community. And my first question was, what are we doing for Rosh Hashanah? I'm so excited. They had no plans for Rosh Hashanah. I was just ready for the existing platform to be there for me to just plug in. And it wasn't that present, and definitely made me feel pretty alone.
This was my first time living in the US. I came in different moments as a tourist, but this was my first time living here. For me, coming here was like, the goal was to expose myself to a different situation and diversity and everything, but I also wanted to find a safe space. And for me, a safe space was having Latin American friends and also having Jewish friends. And for me, organizing my own event for Rosh Hashanah was like something normal, was what I was doing in my youth movement back home. And the way it works there, I wasn't expecting a lot of infrastructure, or maybe I didn't even know what to expect.
It was September of 2023. I was chatting with another friend. I learned that she was also Jewish, and we both were just chatting about plans for the holidays. And I asked her what she was doing. She's like, I don't know, probably going to go to Hillel or some kind of programming on campus. She had gone to an American university. I had gone to Penn, which, you know, the Hillel was huge. Every holiday, I never had to self-organize anything Jewish. I think I might have even told her, I was like, oh, well, I'm sure they have something at Hillel or Chabad or something we can do. We had met some Israelis. We were so excited. And I had gotten their numbers. And so I just had a bunch of like random Jewish people and Israeli people's numbers on my phone. So I just created this WhatsApp chat and started adding people. I posted a message welcoming everybody and adding everybody to just invite their friends. It grew up to 86 members. And the third person who posted was Nacho.
From my perspective, I was super happy and super excited. And I can tell you that my mother was also super excited that we had like 50 people signing up for doing something together for Rosh Hashanah, and to see that we had a flourishing community and a lot of people that wanted to meet and gather. And I love that event because it was probably the first time I met 60 or 70% of the Jewish people in our class. And I think that everything was going great until October 7th.
I woke up on October 7th. Every 2 weeks, I chatted with my two best friends in Israel, Shira and Amit. Amit and I were supposed to FaceTime, catch up. He texted me very early in the morning, I think it was about 8 a.m. my time, saying, hey, so sorry, can't video chat. There's a crisis going on in Israel.
The night before I went out, so I woke up kind of late. And when I woke up, I saw the news and I saw messages from my family telling me, because we are 3 hours ahead. The first thing I did was to text and to call one of my Israeli friends to ask her what was going on. And she told me her husband was already going to the airport to fly to Israel. So I canceled the plans and I went to go to her place and to stay with her without knowing too much about what was going on, but knowing that all the Israelis that had played a significant role in the IDF before coming to Ghetto were already flying to Israel. At least for me, being Jewish before and after October 7th is totally different. And from my perspective, what we needed to do was to be a little bit more active and create initiatives to support our friends, if possible, send help to Israel, share news and send a newsletter to the rest of our community. But it wasn't clear what and how should we do it, and everyone had a lot of ideas. So on the one side, it was really nice to see so many people trying to promote and share initiatives and uplift the others' initiatives.
I remember feeling very much not okay. Not only not okay, but burdened and pressured to tell my non-Jewish friends at Kellogg that I was okay. So I asked if, when is there a communal meeting, some kind of meetup or some kind of lunch that we could all just come together as a community and be raw and honest and authentic and upset together. And I was shocked to hear that there was no programming from the Jewish Business Association. So when I heard that, I said, I think we need it. I need it. My friends need it. And so they hosted a lunch session and a gathering session for us to come together. And so that is when I really felt like we need to come up with programming to show other people that there is a support system here and that maybe there was an infrastructure or is not as much infrastructure as we like, but we're sure as heck going to build it. Nacho and I at this point were really close because I just felt like he was a Jewish brother when I met him.
We wanted and we still want to create an environment where people can respectfully ask whatever they don't know or whatever they want to learn about Judaism and what's going on in Israel and how are we feeling.
I hosted what I called to some of my very close friends Israeli food/Israel geopolitics small group dinner. And the purpose of that was to discuss our sentiments on what was going on in Israel at the time while chowing down on some delicious Israeli food. Nacho made insane shakshuka, and it was this really interesting contrast of just sweet, delicious food and pure sadness in the conversation. And I remember I was like eating, you made some delicious chocolate dessert. And I just remember like crying. I was like crying into my chocolate dessert.
It was a super interesting conversation because we had people with super different backgrounds. It gave us the opportunity to express how are we feeling and to notice that at least some people were interested in learning what were we going through.
That small group dinner was just like a catharsis. And then in that fellow tribe member chat, this one guy said that his girlfriend and I wanted to host like a Shabbat game night where they watch Seinfeld and eat pizza. And somebody else said, hey, I'm hosting a Shabbat dinner at my house. Anybody's welcome to come. And it started this cascade that was actually really beautiful of people just self-organizing and trying to get together in community and talk about what was going on. All of April, we had awful encampments. It was a very, very heavy time for us in the spring, and it was awful. And so there wasn't a lot of Jewish joy, which I think is a lot of the beautiful nature of our people and has allowed us to fight back years after years of anti-Semitism. And so my friend and I, who were leaders on the Jewish Business Association, took it upon ourselves to plan the Passover Seder. We had 100 people who showed up. We had matzo ball soup, chicken soup, spinach roasted peppers, stuffed chicken breast. We had wild mushroom and veggie strudel with spinach and potatoes. We had roasted cauliflower and kugel and macaroons and brownies and rugelach and all the good stuff. And we just wanted to showcase Jewish joy and come together as a Jewish community, which was a 7-minute walk from the encampment. And, we clinked our glasses together and said, hello, everyone, welcome. At that point, we were both appointed two of the 3 future leaders of the Jewish Business Association. And so it was not only here's what the Jewish people stand for, but here's what our club is going to stand for next year. And we really committed in that moment to standing up against anti-Semitism and being a firmly Zionist organization. It was Jewish joy in its finest. In that moment, any doubt that I ever had of not feeling like this was the right school and the tight-knit Jewish community that I wanted, all those doubts were assuaged. It was so lovely to feel that people had our backs. People who were not Jewish were coming up to us asking about the Jewish community, and it was magical. I woke up the morning after and I recognized and realized for the first time in my life, like felt in my bones, why our people have persisted for so many years and how we can take something truly awful and still make it beautiful.
Thanks for listening to Mazel Talk from ADL's Higher Ed. To learn more about how to fight anti-Semitism on your campus, go to notoleranceforantisemitism.adl.org. To report a campus anti-Semitism incident, text call help, all one word, to 51555 or go to adl.org/call for free legal help. Subscribe to Higher Ed today for weekly conversations and stories about Jewish campus life. Please rate and review us, and if you have a story to share, email us at highered@adl.org. That's CHAIERED@adl.org. We look forward to hearing your stories. I'm your host, Buda Saharov, and this is Higher Ed.